Hello, Toni Simmons here for the 2013 Interesting Individuals with Bill Landing. I'm wearing the little mouse shorty outfit again. One thing Bill is good at is little shorty outfits. This year is special. We've been 20 years since I've known and worked with Bill. Even though he's tried my patience at times, I've been able to pursue many avenues of modeling. It started out with bikini modeling and grew from there. I've been on boats on Lake Michigan, seen jet ski events, been to the city boat show. I've worn dozens of costumes, done New Year's and Christmas and Halloween shows, been to a museum and comic book store, the city Christmas parade, and was able to branch out and be his co-host. What's in store for this year with Bill, I will never know, but I will definitely meet the challenge. Stay tuned. I've had my share of mishaps being on Bill's programs. For instance, I made 2 trips to Michigan City one summer just to be rained out. I wore that red, white, and blue bikini until it absolutely fell apart. Bill drove over a fishing line once while we were on a wave runner, making the fishermen very furious, having me act in many ridiculous sketches. I turned into an ice cube at the Christmas parades I did. He never bought me a boat at all the boat shows I attended. And having monsters scare me at the haunted house. But I am still the most popular girl that ever appeared on his show. And that makes me proud.
Bill Landing back now on Interesting Individuals after this person's been taking up all of the camera time. I got to remember, people, it is my program, although, all righty. Well, the pink mouse is taking a little time to visit with me. We're going to do another interview here, which we've done before, but I am so proud to point out, even though she may be a tad bit embarrassed, that this is 2013. And it was 20 years ago in 1993 when I met this young lady. She is from Elkhart, Indiana, and we met through a modeling agency. And she came and did some things with me when she was with Image Modeling from Elkhart, Indiana. And then we started to branch out. Well, do you remember 1993 a little bit?
No. He says young, but it's 20 years.
Well, we were both, young teenagers when we started. So anyhow, I met the owner of Image Modeling in Elkhart, Indiana, and I'll refresh the audience. It was a bit of a sad summer for you, unfortunately, because our little Toni here made 2 trips to Michigan City that summer, and inclement weather cost her from being in any of the programs here in Michigan City that year. Now, I did get some footage of her in a bikini contest in South Bend that I used in some footage, so she did, really get on camera in 1993, but the poor girl, she made 2 trips over here to do some boat tapings, and just tough luck, huh?
Yeah, I see you have a lot of that weather.
It just was bad luck then. Now we're going to go back a little bit further, and we're going to go back and look about maybe just before Image and why you wanted to join Image, and then, of course, the overall first part of wanting to get into modeling.
Well, it looked exciting, kind of like being a rock star, I guess. But it's work. It's a lot of hard work, and mainly to keep yourself what people expect all those years.
All right. Now, did you do anything before Image, and when did you actually start with Image? I met them in 1993. I don't know how long he'd been in business before then.
Well, my mom actually modeled, so
right. I do recall that.
I did do some things when I was younger. But I didn't really get serious about it until before my daughter. And Image was probably the one that I really started working with.
All right, and do you remember, I came along in 1993, do you remember what year you started with them again?
I do not.
All right. Do you remember some of the things that you did with Image prior to my coming around?
It was really exciting. It was fun. We had a group of girls that went a lot of places. We would go to car shows and travel around together, and we had a lot of fun. It was almost like a little family. Went to the beach, did a lot of photo shoots together, and promoted a lot of things with like the car shows, where people could hire us right at the car shows to do pictures with them, or photo opportunities. We did a lot of the other things, such as the bikini contests and things like that together. A lot of really nice photo shoots with all of the girls, in bikinis and very uniform looking.
Yeah, I know that I met a number of girls. There were a handful of girls who were fortunate enough to make it over here during the nice weather. It was fun working with the girls and getting to know what was going on. And I know you girls were at car shows. I did see some of the photos. And then, can you recall when the owner pointed out about maybe doing actual TV work in Michigan City?
He got us kind of hyped up about that, and took a lot of. Well, he had some favorites. He took a lot. I'm not sure I was one of them. But luckily, I turned into a favorite, so that was okay.
Yeah, and then, of course, then you made your actual Michigan City debut in 1994, which was a smashing one. And you came and you were on a fishing show. And then there were about 6 people on that. And, of course, guess who caught the biggest fish? 14-pound lake trout. She beat the producer by 2 pounds that day, and she had fun. And I know that you were hadn't made it in, and I mentioned to the gentleman that was the owner of the agency, I said, you know what, if you can, that blonde girl, Toni, I felt so bad for her last year. She couldn't make it. She came over here, and she got rained out. I says, can you maybe see if she can come? And then I also said to him, she's kind of pretty, so... And then he came, and you just had a great time.
Well, thank you, Bill. That's quite a compliment.
And you had a great time. And then, after that, 2 or 3 men said, who was that blonde in the bikini on that show? And then later that year, it was the Ms. Rock and Roll pageant, which was in Elkhart, and boy, I went through batteries with the camera that night, something fierce, but that was cute because you were in that. You wore evening gowns. We did an interview, and some of the other girls were in that as well at a club in Elkhart.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I remember that. But I think those guys were just looking at the big fish. Are you sure they were looking at me?
Oh, come on. Yeah, you could have got a job as a first mate at about a half a dozen of those. But yeah, the Ms. Rock and Roll pageant, that was a long night, but it was a fun event, and I interviewed you, and I interviewed Michelle Lavalle, who was your friend over the years. Then, anyway, you came back, and to shorten things down here, she came and did some things at more with Image. She came in 1995. She did a wave runner show where, yes, I did run over that fishing line. We were riding a different wave runner that day. We were sitting next to each other like we are now in a car and driving, and she was in a black bikini that day. We had some guys there, yeah, and I wasn't paying much attention. And so we ran over the line, and yeah, and then she was in another one. And as I pointed out with the fishing show, each time Toni would make an appearance, I would get a compliment or a question or a comment about that blonde girl that was in the show. So anyhow, I know that things were kind of lean with Image, and they were going in a different direction. And I approached this young lady in 1996. I says, how would you like to just work with me and get some copies and get some pictures? And we started together in 1996 one-on-one, and we did a show out on Pine Lake Avenue in LaPorte. And she was in there. She got to steer the boat. And then she wore a gold bikini the first time out, and then later on she changed into another suit that she came out in, and I just fell madly in love with that one. Oh, wow, that's going to be tough to figure that out.
Let me think. Red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue bikini, and then she wore that. And then anyhow, after that, we just came, and she got to see some things and do some things that she unfortunately didn't get a chance to do with Image. She got to come and finally see the jet ski event. She made it to the in-water boat show. She got to come up to Costume World to do the Halloween shows. And I'll tell you, we've done a few things.
I love the jet ski events. Was my favorite, one of my favorite things to do. It was so much fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then we did a lot of bikinis. We did a lot of stuff at Costume World here. And then over the years, Toni has brought both of her daughters here, Rachel and Shaylee. Rachel is now pursuing other things. She's older now. And Rachel came and did some costumes, and Shaylee came and did some costumes. And then we started doing some things over in the Elkhart area. And then I know you said you kind of wanted to do some different things other than bikinis all the time. And then finally I says, you know what? She deserves that. So then we started branching out and having you doing some co-hosting things.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I wasn't sure how much I would. I really did enjoy that.
Yeah, we did a comic book store over in Mishawaka. We did the Niles Michigan Haunted House, which she adored, and they adored her. And then, of course, we can't forget, and I know she loves me to this day, she came and did 2 of the Christmas parades in Michigan City.
Not my favorite.
But she, she braved them, and I think we haven't been doing anything else with the modeling, but I was so proud of her because, as you saw on our show, and it's on my YouTube site, last year she did the Mateys Bikini Contest in Michigan City, and I was so proud of her, and it had been quite a while since she'd competed, so let's talk about getting out there and competing again after that hiatus.
I'm going to come back until I win. So, I'll see you there.
All right. Well, Toni Simmons is still working with me. We've been at it for quite a while, and she is the best model I've had, and she is the most popular one I have ever had with all the viewers here in Michigan City. So I hope all of you enjoyed her as much as I have, and she's going to be staying around a little while longer, so be watching for her, okay?
Bye.
Toni is wearing the pretty blue Mardi Gras outfit here at Costume World in Michigan City. That is something else, isn't it?
You know, Mardi Gras isn't until February.
Oh well, nothing like planning early.
Sign me up for dance lessons. Sign me up for dance lessons. How are you? Are you ready for your mystery question?
I sure am.
Okay, now we want to know. You're out on the perfect date, the date with the man of your dream, okay, you're out on a date, right? The man of your dreams walks up though and wants to go out for a walk. Will you go? And if you will go, how do you explain this to your date?
I would not go. I couldn't do it. I think that's rude.
That's the answer I was looking for, guys. How about it? Big round of applause. How about it?